Hello guys, welcome to the Trading Parrot. If you look at the weekly, the altcoins, there's quite a lot of red. And this is happening while Bitcoin is pushing higher, potentially breaking 70K. I want to share my perspective on the altcoin season, what's going on with the Ethereum-BTC pair on the weekly, and some signals that are coming in on Ethereum right now. The Bitcoin dominance, all the important data that we need to use to understand when is the altcoin season going to come. Guys, if you like this type of content, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I put out one of these videos. And if you feel like supporting the channel, watch this video until the very end and do not go anywhere without leaving a comment down below. Those two things are really helping the channel to get discovered by more and more people. Thanks so much for that. And as I was saying, this is not necessarily a week where the altcoins are really performing well. And if we compare them against BTC, it's even worse. Some of them with double digits corrections for the week. For the day, just a few exception of coins that are outperforming Bitcoin. And with the RSIs on the daily of most of the altcoins around the neutral, it's natural to expect many people scratching their heads and thinking, what's going on in this bull market with the altcoins? And I think it's very important that we go back into the Bitcoin dominance, we look into the weekly RSI, and we try to understand where are we heading with the Bitcoin dominance, which personally is the first thing I check when I want to understand where am I standing with the altcoins. Around this area here, right up the yellow line, we can see that the Bitcoin dominance has been going sideways for about 100 days, multiple times attempting to lose the range below 54 or to go beyond 55 to put new highs. Since we lost the momentum on the weekly RSI on the 20th of May, we said that the dominance was in danger and that potentially we were going to lose this range entering into the altcoin season. There is no altcoin season until we enter this area here. And as you can see in the RSI, we have gone sideways and eventually we broke out again, bullish. But there's one caveat on this movement of the RSI. We are against resistance and we close the week precisely just by judging the RSI now movements in here. We can say two things. This move up above this trend line is bullish. And this means bullish for Bitcoin, not for the altcoins. What we need for the altcoins to get bullish is to break back below this trend line and stay in this area that I'm drawing. Anything that happens here is bearish for the Bitcoin dominance and is bullish for the altcoins. Even though this is bullish, it's still hitting resistance. So we need to now see what happens to Bitcoin and its dominance, and ideally, the RSI of the dominance pushes back within this range. That resistance that we are seeing on the RSI is also coinciding with this bottom here at 57. I personally think that there might be still a final push of the Bitcoin dominance, but it's just running out of steam for a long time, and now we are way overdue for coming back into the altcoin season region. In my last update, I plotted this area of RSI 64, symbolized by this green line, and we hit it precisely. I remember I published also on Twitter, this is going to be our resistance for the Bitcoin dominance. Now, going above this is very low likely, but still possible. If Bitcoin hits an all-time high and it starts going to 76, I will expect this dominance to finally reach levels of almost 60% or possibly even higher than that in terms of dominance. But that's not bad news, because the full recipe for an altcoin season is to let the king do a bullish, massive thing, find a new range, drop the dominance back into this area, and that is your ultimate scenario for altcoin season. If Bitcoin, instead of putting an all-time high, right now dumped to 50 or even below that number, then the Bitcoin dominance is also gonna go higher. When the risk increases, people sell their altcoins partially into BTC. So I think we need to arm ourselves with patience because we are very close to that. And let's look at the Ethereum-BTC pair because it's doing something incredibly interesting. If you were just focusing on the price action on the weekly time frame, this will look like so many times we have done a breakout, but we never manage to stay above the breakout. When a scenario gets as complex as this, I use the RSI to clear the picture. On the other side, you can see that we have this resistance trend line. We have retested 2 times above it. That is perfect. Then we have this trend line in white, which we have tested 1 time in here. And yesterday on Sunday, we closed once again above the support. What this is telling us is that we have a channel to the upside, which is, in my opinion, very bullish. As long as we continue going like this, the price won't have any other option than to break out to the upside, following with what the momentum has already done from early January this year. The altcoin season is playing crazy games, and I think this move here is the early investors that were anticipating an altcoin season, and they were expecting Bitcoin to continue going sideways and to allow for that altcoin season to be happening right now, end of July, beginning of August. And I think with what Bitcoin is doing, which is potentially putting a new all-time high or getting a big rejection, is going to capture a lot of the dominance. And that's why we are seeing the altcoins back again into the underperforming territory. I think it's just a matter of time that a push like this, instead of seeing a rejection, just goes straight into the 60s, 70s, and eventually gets into the altcoin season area. I remind you that the game here doesn't consist into entering in the altcoins once the index is at the top of the range. That is when you take profits. Ideally, you accumulate in the lower area using multiple sources of information for confluence, understanding that there is a narrative of a potential altcoin season. Notice that I don't say I buy every time I'm in Bitcoin season, because if you're in a Bitcoin season in the middle of the bear market, you're going to end up getting a red bag that lasts for 3-4 years and potentially never ever being able to sell, not even at break even. But assuming we are in a bull market, that there is not a black swan event just around the corner and things continue as they promise, I think it's quite likely that the next time we cross this line at 25, we might get to an altcoin season. Cerberus has printed 2 buys consecutive. I haven't seen 3 buys ever in history consecutive. And this time we have done almost 70% of the move towards the top end. So the odds are in our favor that the flow of the cash is going into Bitcoin and slowly as well into the altcoins. You can see total free how it bounced from support on the 1st of July, and since then it has made a move of almost 23% to the upside. Right now it's in the process of recovering from the second support, and hopefully we are going to see a rally towards a size of 70. That's potentially going to surpass this high around here of 800 billion in total free. USDT has lost the 21 weekly moving average, which is fantastic. That means that this breakout that there was here potentially is a fake out. If it wasn't a fake out, we should be seeing USDT going towards the top end of the range instead of having 2 weeks going into the downside and 1 week that was green being rejected by the 21 weekly. This is looking really awesome, and we might make a move in the opposite direction, possibly breaking below this low towards this line of support that comes from before. That line of support is where we were at the all-time high in 2021 cycle. So that should come with positive moves as well for the altcoins. And as I promised, I'm gonna look into the lower time frame for Ethereum to this support on the Ethereum-BTC pair as well. Coincidentally, at those levels, we are seeing some delta signals telling us that too many shorts enter on Ethereum. Interesting seeing so many people shorting Ethereum at these levels right when we are getting an approval of an ETF. Yes, the demand hasn't been as high as many people were expecting. There's some disappointment there, but at the same time, shorting Ethereum in the middle of a bull market is a bit crazy. And if you compare, for example, with Solana, you can see that Solana investors are on the opposite end. There are too many longs on Solana right now. Solana keeps putting highs, it has broken above the top range, and is heading towards potentially a new high. Whereas Ethereum is lagging behind, is still being held with this resistance. The delta looks pretty healthy, but below resistance. We need to see a breakout of the longs taking control here with a retest, and then potentially going to the top end of leverage longs on Ethereum as well. The explanation of why I think Ethereum is not catching up as well as Solana. Well, Solana seems to be the new diamond this bull market. Everybody's so bullish on Solana. Some people are all in holding, but I still think Ethereum has a lot to say. And I was looking into on-chain data as well. Big holders are accumulating pretty heavy, while at the same time derivatives are trying to short it. I don't think necessarily that is a great idea to be doing right now. And I remind you that for about 2 weeks or 3 weeks, Bitcoin, when the spot ETF went live, there was sideways and bearish price action. Eventually, big holders started accumulating and got everybody that was expecting it to be a sell the news event massively wrecked. There was a huge pump and we went straight to all-time highs, almost non-stop, week after week, hammering higher and higher highs constantly. And I think if Bitcoin puts a new high, the flow of the money is gonna just follow the natural path. Bitcoin, Ethereum, top caps, and then the low caps. And that's your altcoin season. Guys, I'm currently hosting a $500 position airdrop on Bybit. There's a link at the top of the description giving you the instructions on how to do that. With $100, they give you 500 additional to trade for free. And if you use my referral in the description as well to sign up for Bybit, you can claim up to 30,000 in rewards. If you do that, make sure that you join my Discord server. There's an area called Bybit Perks, and if you hit the get discounts and provide your Bybit UID, you can claim 70% on all the subscriptions of the trading parrot. That's going to give you access to over 100 pro tools for trading with bots and for helping you navigate in the market. But if you're not ready for that, I recommend that you join my Discord server, my community, and browse some of the strategies that are published for free. Join the discussion. Thanks so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.